Such time as I may consume.
Gentleman is recognized.
Mr. Speaker, members of the House, in 1963, this nation passed the Equal Pay Act, and it was passed to end discriminatory practices in paying men and women differently for performing the same job. The law's principle is that men and women should be paid based upon their merits, not upon an employer's prejudices. Before the Equal Pay Act, women in the workplace were paid 59 cents on the dollar compared to their male counterparts for performing the same jobs. Although the wage gap between men and women has narrowed since the Equal Pay Act was passed, gender-based wage discrimination remains a very significant problem for women. According to the Census Bureau, women make 77 cents for every dollar earned by a man. Just as disturbing is that the African American women only earn 60 cents on the dollar, and Hispanic women earn an astonishing 55 cents on the dollar compared to their male counterparts. Those figures do not just tell us what they lose in their wages on a daily basis, on a weekly basis, and on a monthly basis, but we must also understand that this wage disparity costs a woman anywhere from $400,000 to $2 million over the lifetime in lost wages, and will follow her into retirement with lower retirement benefits, and will follow her into Social Security system with lower Social Security benefits. These women pay a great price because the law still allows employers to pay these individuals on a discriminatory basis for the jobs that they produce. But today this House has an opportunity to take a critical step to ensure that the Equal Pay Act lives up to its promise. Equal work for equal pay for equal work. The Paycheck Fairness Act will strengthen the Equal Pay Act and close many of the loopholes that have allowed employers to avoid responsibility of engaging in discriminatory pay practices. Currently, an employer can refute a pay discrimination claim if he proves that the difference in pay is based upon any factor other than sex. They can pull any defense out of the air that they want, even if the factors are not related to the job. What we say is that they must provide a real business justification for not paying that equal wage. It must be related to the work. They will have to show that any gender-based wage differential is job-related, not based on or derived from sex-based differentials, and is consistent with the business necessity. H.R. 1338 will also prohibit employers from retaliating against employees who discuss their pay. We all remember the Lilly Ledbetter case. She did not know that she was being discriminated on every pay period because her fellow employees were unable to discuss their paychecks with her because that's the way the corporation kept the discriminatory practice secret and hidden from Lilly Ledbetter. We would not allow that to continue to happen. The bill would also put gender-based discrimination sanctions on equal footing with other forms of discrimination by allowing women to sue for punitive damages in addition to compensatory damages, just as business and workers may do under Section 1981 for race or national origin discrimination. If we are serious about closing the gender pay gap, we must get serious about punishing those who would otherwise scoff at the current weak sanctions under the current law. The Paycheck Fairness Act will require the Department of Labor to continue collecting pay information based upon gender. It also creates a program designed to help and strengthen the negotiating skills of girls and women. Any wage gap based upon gender is unacceptable, especially in these tough economic times. For families living near or under the poverty line, equal pay for women will make a significant difference in that family's well-being. By allowing wage discrimination to continue, we hold down women, their families, and are harming the American economy as a whole. Today we have a chance to rectify those practices. Today we have a chance to ensure that in fact women will receive equal pay for equal work, as they do not now receive in the workplace because of the barriers that have been erected to their being able to prosecute those individuals who engage in a discriminatory practice. Today we are taking up this bill, and no one is more responsible for the House consideration of this legislation than Congresswoman Rosa DeLauro, for her tireless leadership on this bill and the 230 co-sponsors who are taking a strong stand against unequal pay. Congresswoman DeLauro has worked over a decade trying to get the Congress to pay attention to this problem that women face in the workplace, to this economic devastation that takes place against women in the workplace, the discriminatory practices that women face in the workplace. But there was no response in this body to her pleas. There was no response to the practices against these women in this body. Today there is. Today this Congress, this House, has an opportunity to finally enforce the Equal Pay Act and to make sure that women no longer have to suffer the discrimination of unequal pay. And, Mr. Chairman, I reserve the balance of my time.